Hey everybody, Chuckie Thomas here, the ADHD Screenwriter. Got a great one today. Do you have somebody in your life who has ADHD and is very creative and they need some support? I'm going to give you 5 tips on how you can help them out. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name, again, is Chuckie Thomas, and I am, you guessed it, the ADHD Screenwriter. Before we get started, gotta say, thanks for everybody for watching these videos. We have a lot of subscribers now, and it keeps going up, and I'm happy all y'all are coming back to watch these videos. You're recommending it to your friends. It's showing up, and we really appreciate it. And while you're here, please like and subscribe and tell all your friends to also like and subscribe and comment below because I try and respond to everybody who comments. So this video is all about support. We all need support, right? Maybe you have a partner in your life who has ADHD and is creative, or you yourself have ADHD and you would like to tell your partner how to maybe help support you. Either way, I'm going to give you 5 great tips. Let's get started. So tip number 1 is a simple one, but it's kind of a big deal. Simply being willing to read your partner's work is enormous. Now, I've talked about on the channel before that my wife gets all my stuff first. And the reason she reads all my stuff first is because I don't want to look stupid in front of other people. Now, she's obviously used to it, so I look stupid in front of her all the time. So who cares? But if I were to send something out and it's garbage, well, that looks bad on me in multiple ways. So she reads everything and gives me notes on grammar and stuff because I don't know words very well. And, you know, just reading it for coherence sake. And I've talked about it before that she's willing to say, look, this story is not very good. And that's actually the reason I outline now, because she told me that. And it made me rethink, like, I'm not, there's something wrong here. I need to try outlining. And now I outline everything. And it's way better. My writing got way better because she was willing to do that for me, and that's support. Now, your partner might not be qualified to be an editor like my wife is or something like that, but that doesn't matter. Seriously, just simply reading the work is enormous, and we're all looking for those fans, right? And that number 1 fan, your partner, it's a huge deal. So bouncing off that tip, I feel like it's important to ask your partner, are you looking for advice and feedback, or are you looking for moral support? Now, it seems like a simple question, but it's kind of a big deal. And I actually have been asking this for colleagues, friends, even clients when they email me. You know, are you looking for actual feedback, or are you looking for a pat on the back? Huh, you like what I did there?
Waka waka.
But I think it's a good question, because sometimes we do just want actual moral support. Just say, hey, you're not garbage. Your writing's not garbage. You're not wasting your life. But if you approach it like they're looking for feedback and they're just looking for that little smile, you know, that thumbs up, there's a disconnect there. And that can actually lead to some arguments, which you don't want to do. Or vice versa, if you're just like, oh, you're so good. Everything you do is great. And they're actually looking for advice of like, is this story good? Should I approach the rest of the world with this thing? There's, again, that going to be that disconnect. So I feel like it's a great advice just to take that second and say, okay, just tell me what you want first and we'll get there. I just need to know ahead of time so we don't have that disconnect between the two of us. So if you really want to dig down deep and really help out your partner, you really believe in them, you think they're a great writer and that they deserve to be seen by other people, there's a lot of tasks that people like us really aren't great at. For example, I feel like I'm a pretty good writer. You know, I can sit down, I can start writing stuff out. My brain turns on like it normally doesn't do. I've always been able to do this. It just comes natural to me, you know, I feel like. But when it comes to other tasks, like pitching myself, putting myself out there, talking about myself and how great I am or whatever, it's honestly not really that great. I would say pretty thumbs down on that. So there's a lot of tasks that people could be helped with if you have ADHD. I'm not saying become this person's manager or anything like that. Don't let your partner take over your life and say, you know, call up my agent or whatever. Don't do that. But I'm saying if, for example, they need to write an email, maybe they're not great at writing emails. Just because they're a writer doesn't mean they're good at writing emails. That could be a task you could help them with. You can help craft an email to an agent or a manager or somebody. Sometimes it's hard for us to remember our successes, and that's kind of the thing that goes into like a pitch. So even you could say, hey, remember when you had that short film made and it showed at that film festival and it won an award? You should put that in the pitch, and they're obviously going to like that because you got something made and it won an award. If it's hard for people like us to remember it, it's up to you as the partner, maybe, to say, look, I still think you're great. Here's all your successes. Remember those successes and stop thinking about all your failures, because you're a great writer and I believe and support you and love you. Goes a long way. So tip number 4 might be the most important one of all, and it's just to be your partner's safe space. So working in an industry like this, or any creative industry, honestly, kind of sucks, especially if you have ADHD and you have rejection dysphoria, where every rejection just feels like a kick in the groin, just over and over and over and over. And it's really hard to keep going at times, honestly. Simply being there for them and reminding them that they don't suck and that they can write and that it was just one rejection can make the difference between going on and completely giving up. And that's kind of why I brought up tip number 2, honestly, about asking first, because if they're in that space of, this is a nightmare, everything sucks, I suck, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? I'm going to have to work at Subway or something.
Eat ice!
If you just come in and say, look, I'm going to give you some hard feedback right now, that's not the best time. That's why it's important to ask, I think. But again, just be their safe space and remind them that it's a setback. It's hopefully a temporary setback. Keep going. I believe in you, and they're going to appreciate it. Trust me. So taking all these tips into mind, it's probably going to be easy to start going a little bit too easy on your partner. And they're just going to start asking for maybe a little bit too much. And it's important to set boundaries. So sorry if you're watching this and you have ADHD and you're just staring at your partner at all these tips. I'm about to stare at you, and your partner is going to stare at you, because this is all about you. And you know you're probably going to do it is once they start doing all these tasks and saying, oh yeah, I'll help you with this email, I'll help you with the pitch and stuff. At some point you're going to be like, hey, wait, I'm my partner's manager or agent. And that's not what this is about. This is about spousal, partner, whoever, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is, they friend support, right? This is about being the hands on the back saying, you could do it. It's not about reaching around and doing all this stuff for them. They got to do the work. They got to write the script. They have to pitch themselves. That's what it's all about. Even if it's hard and getting rejection just really sucks, that's what it's all about. Going back off of tip 1, like I said, my wife was there and she said, this script is not good. And the reason she said that is because she knew I was already a good writer. Like, I knew what I was doing. So she was confident in saying, look, up to this point, I've liked everything. I gotta make a hard pass on this one. Why don't you go back and revisit it and figure out what's wrong? And what was wrong was I didn't outline, and I had to start doing that again. So if she was just going to be like, oh, everything is great, everything's perfect, everything you do is amazing, I wouldn't have gotten to this point to where I was improving. And that's what it's about, is improving. Always improving, moving up, writing better, pitching better, everything, editing better, everything. So don't let your ADHD partner start walking all over you. It's very important that they walk themselves. You're just the hands on the back, again, saying, go forward. The world needs to see you. I will be here supporting you in case you get knocked back. So there you have it. Those are 5 tips on how to support your ADHD creative partner. Did these tips help? You should comment below and let us know. Also, this video kind of assumes that the other person does not have ADHD. Maybe you both do, and you would like to see a future video about both of you having it and supporting. You should comment below, talk about that below. Like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. As I mentioned, we're close to 100 subscribers. Thank you so much to everyone who has watched. Really appreciate it. And as always, stop disassociating, go write, go support, whatever it is, then come back and watch more videos. See you next time.
Okay, I pushed the button.
You sure did.